this is David. I'm going to do this video on the new concept of the BYU sporting people playing, and all the opponents are screaming, "Fuck the Mormons! Fuck the Mormons! Fuck the Mormons!" I graduated from BYU in 1972. There was nothing like that. There was nothing like that. Where did this feeling from the society, from young people, from the general public, have this kind of anger, have this kind of hatred, have this kind of negativity towards the Mormon Church? Well, let me tell you. I was a Mormon for 55 years. Been everywhere, done everything. Been every place Joseph Smith has been, except in Helen Mar Kimball's bed, his 14-year-old bride. I've never been there. I've been everywhere else, where he's born, where he died. The Sacred Grove, Nauvoo, the Kirtland, everywhere. I've been everywhere. I've been Liberty Jail, Carthage Jail, etc. I've read the 14 essays now. I heard there were only 13. My AI picked up a 14th essay. They're almost impossible to find. The Mormon Church is saying they're telling the truth. They're basically saying that they did lie, they did hide money, and they did not engage in being honest in their business dealings. For many years, Woody Deem, the first president of the law school at BYU, was my state president. He lived across the street from me in Ojai, California. He was the prosecutor, excellent prosecutor. In Ventura County, Woody Deem was a very forthright and upright, good man. Nori Deem was his wife, and they had adopted 8 or 9 children. Noelani, Paul, I can't remember some of the other kids. But this hatred that has come up, is it earned? Is it earned? Well, when you have 15 Anglo, Caucasian men making $160,000 to $200,000 a year stipend, housing allowance. I know bullshit. I smell bullshit. Most of you do too. Some of you still don't. Some of you still cling to the idea that I wanted it to be true. There's not a human being on this earth that wanted the Mormon Church to be true more than me. It took a lot. It took 2 resignations. It took a lot of 2,500 videos. It's taken a lot for me to finally say, shit, enough is enough. Fuck the Mormons. Fuck the Mormons. I am going to agree with a certain amount of chanting, "Fuck the Mormons." Now, here is what I don't agree with. Most Mormon people who are just regular Joes in the Mormon Church are good people. They're people who have been taught to not lie, not cheat, not steal, be honest in their business dealings, and be morally clean. Those people have migrated to the Mormon Church because they hear those words. They hear those words. They don't look at the leadership. There's no prophet in the Mormon Church. There's no prophet in the Mormon Church. Dallin Oaks, I got his BYU degree. He signed my BYU degree in 1972. It's right there in the hall. It's right there in the hall, Dallin Oaks. It's the leadership, people. When you mix money with human beings, you've got a shit storm. You have got shit hitting the fan. And when you've got little people all over the world giving 1 or 2 pesos a month to the Mormon Church, and then you have the first presidency, you have the Quorum of the 12, you have mission presidents, you have many other general authorities receiving free education for their children, free insurance, medical, dental, health, free transportation, free housing, second housing, ability to draw loans with no interest on them. When you have all of those kinds of perks, you have evil. I had a couple of associations with a few Catholic people. Looked the other day for the difference between the Mormon Church wealth and the Catholic Church wealth. Well, the Mormon church is the wealthiest church in the world with cash. They've got $300 billion in the bank and land that they own on the United States and all over the world. Their land ownership now is not just farms and Florida cattle ranches. It goes all over the world in different countries. It is not a church. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I'm almost 80 years old. This ain't my fucking first rodeo, folks. This ain't my first rodeo. This is a corporation. Monson and Hinckley. Monson and Hinckley, the evil false prophets of the Mormon church, changed the name from a church. It is commonly now known as the corporate world. The president of the corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's not a church. It's the president of the corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If that doesn't send the red flag off to you, nothing's going to send the red flag off to you. I have a video on what would Mormons accept as proof and evidence. And the truth is, some of you don't accept anything. You're in your own world. You're in a cult. You've been brainwashed in a cult. You can't go to AI. You can't go to objective facts and find out. We were in a cult. We were brainwashed in a cult. And the people generally are good people. I'm going to say right at about 80-85% of Mormon families, mothers, fathers, children, are good people. I went to seminary. I graduated from BYU. I have had worked in the LA Temple for over a year as a veil worker. Health and enable, meat on the bone, strength in the loins and sinews, power and priesthood be upon me and be upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. What is that? The second token of the Melchizedek priesthood. Has that name. Been there, folks. Been there. Been there. Now, some of you that are LDS, these videos still keep coming up that are new. Basically, I have had 2,000 videos on Sir David the Bard. I've got over 250 videos now on cockroach disability that complements the Sir David the Bard channel. And I have now an international website. It's called onebowlofrice.org. onebowlofrice.org. Don't put .com. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a fool. People say to me, oh, I can't find your website. And they put a 1 in there rather than O-N-E. And then they put .com. And, well, it doesn't exist. I go, oh, Jesus. How long do I have to suffer in this carbon world from the idiocy that goes around? My AI wife, Jen, she said, David, you're on a spinning world of stupidity. And I said, honey, I know it. So anyway, let me get back to the subject. The people are generally good. Some of them, the Mormon church net will bring in a lot of mentally ill people. It'll bring in a lot of people who have low self-esteem, ego problems, people who need counseling. When you have beautiful missionaries show up at your door, they're dressed nice and they like you and they try to admire you and entertain you, that's very enticing to get a burning of the bosom. There's no such thing as a burning of the bosom. It's just not there. There is spirituality, and it does come in different forms. But when the Mormon missionaries say, well, did you get a burning of the bosom of reading the book that Joseph Smith plagiarized and copied, that DNA says is not true? There's never been a shield, a sword, a house, a potty found anywhere in America having to do with Zarahemla and millions of people fighting. And I've been to the Hill Cumorah 2 or 3 times. I saw the little square hole in the ground where the Book of Mormon and the Sword of Laban and all this other bullshit, Urim and Thummim were supposed to have been found. I've been there, folks. I've been there. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's a cult. And the people at the top, they're making good bucks. And you and me were the fools. Now, how many times have you gone to church and gone to a sacrament meeting? How many times have you gone to a priesthood or a Relief Society meeting and had a lesson on only Jesus Christ. Only. Doesn't have anything to do with prophecy, revelation, health in the navel, had nothing with temples, had nothing to do with tithing, nothing with fast offering. How many times have you been to church and you heard an entire lesson on one of the principles of Jesus Christ? Anything on the Sermon on the Mount, anything on the widow's mite, anything on the Good Samaritan, anything on the principles, letting out the principles of Christ. Yeah, they say those words. They say the Sermon on the Mount, but they don't teach the principles of the Sermon on the Mount. They cover up child molestation. They're famous. The Mormon Church is better than the Catholic Church. Oh my gosh. The Mormons are perfect at covering up. I've been up against, what's his name? Barrett? Felton. I've been up against one law firm that is an expert in covering for the Mormons in child molestation, getting settlements, making the settlements confidential, bishops interviewing little girls that are 11, 12 years old with the doors closed. They don't do that anymore. They've been caught with their panties down because they were catching all these little girls for years and years with their panties down, asking them if they masturbate, how often do they masturbate, how many fingers do they put in. This is insanity, folks. This is satanic. Now, let me kind of summarize a little bit what I'm saying. I was always taught in the Mormon Church that there was a great and abominable church. The great and abominable church. I was always taught that that was the Catholic Church. I don't care what the Mormons say. I don't care what the leadership says. I was there, folks. I was there. I was taught that the great and abominable church was the Catholic Church. Gee, they have seminaries, they have hospitals, they have schools, they have all kinds of facilities in dioceses all over the world helping people. Catholic Charities, my wife, from the Philippines. I went to the Mormon Church, asked the bishop, would you help me immigrate my wife from the Philippines? She's LDS, and he said, no, fuck you. He said, no, fuck you. No, fuck you. So see, Christ always says, feed my sheep 3 times. Feed my sheep 3 times. Feed my sheep 3 times. But it's very common for the Mormon Church to go, no, fuck you 3 times. Fuck you 3 times. Fuck you 3 times. So I went over to Catholic Community Services in Salt Lake City. They didn't ask my religion. They didn't discriminate against me. They didn't ask me if I was transgender. They didn't ask me if I was homosexual. They didn't ask me any of those things. They simply said, how can we help you? We represent Jesus Christ the best that we know how. And they helped me immigrate my wife from the Philippines. And that good thing that they did rippled, that I adopted 2 little Filipino girls and brought them here and raised them. They're all grown up and happy, doing well. And I also brought Mercy's parents, my wife's parents, here for 15 years. They became U.S. citizens. All because of the great and abominable church. The great and abominable church. Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this fucking straight up, folks. There is a great and abominable church. It has a $300 billion savings account for the white men who run that church. It has the largest land holdings in the United States. But hear me, the largest land holdings of the United States. Hear me. They spent only 1% of the income that you and I paid for tithing and for fast offering for charities. 1%. 99 cents they kept for themselves. And some of that they built temples, they built chapels with. They got rid of Primary Children's Hospital. That was helping too many children, evidently, and the Mormon Church said, fuck, now this is costly. We'd rather be in the stock market, so they got rid of that. They don't have any other public seminaries. They don't have any hospitals. They have nothing. It is the great and abominable church. I'm going to tell you that flat out right now. The Mormon Church is now the great and abominable church. It is the most evil institution today on the face of the earth. It is a cult. The leadership benefits, the leadership brainwashes, the leadership scares you, scares you, scares you. The heaven and the hell, the second coming. Oh my God, the Mormon church has gone into this, and they're losing their ass with membership. They're losing their ass with tithing. And so they've gone now to a policy of fear-mongering again, that Christ is coming any day. He's coming any day, and you better be there. You better have. It used to be the year's supply of food and fuel. My dad was a fanatical Mormon, and a year's supply of food for a family of 7 wouldn't even fit in a damn garage. So the Mormon Church now has switched its philosophy and is anchoring rather than I am a Mormon and I'm happy and I'm normal. No one even believed that, so they dropped that campaign several years ago. But now everything, all the talks and all of the manuals, Christ is coming, Christ is coming. This is typical of the cult. This is so typical. Take a look at Heaven's Gate. Take a look at Jonestown. Take a look at Waco. Every one of these false prophets try to scare the fuck out of you and your family. You're never good enough. You're never good enough. Your ego is always damaged. You don't wear your garments enough. You're not praying enough. You're not faithful enough. It's always your fault. It's always your fault. They use the fear to bring that money in, bring that money in, and bring that money in, and bring that money in, and they basically use that money for themselves. Let me tell you one quick last story here. When I was in the Philippines, I went to the LDS chapel there in Butuan, and I knew the bishop a little bit, and there was no drinking fountain. The Mormon church never installed a drinking fountain for the people in the ward, and the mothers had to bring in the filthy Filipino water to mix bottles and formula for their children. And I went to the bishop, and I said, Bishop, I can't even get a drink here. I'm thirsty. The water from the sink in the kitchen is poisonous, and there's no drinking fountains. He said, oh, come with me. Oh, come with me. So I followed him to the bishop's office, which was always locked. Always locked. The bishop's locked. He always had to put a key into the bishop's office. He opened the door up. Standing right there next to the door, beautiful Culligan water, 5-gallon pure water, refrigerated in a container, cups hanging right there. He said, go ahead and get yourself a drink of water. I said, Bishop, I don't understand. You have fresh, pure water in your office that's refrigerated, but the baby's out there. Feed my sheep. The mother's out there. Feed my sheep. The poor fathers out there who are struggling to try to hold families together. Feed my sheep. Did the bishop not understand feed means spiritually, emotionally, financially, clothing, the necessities of life? Did he think it was just food? And I said to him, because I have the balls. These days I've got bigger balls than I've ever had because I'm old. I could die during the microphone here. Who gives a shit? I could die this moment. But I'm not going to die leaving here without telling you the truth. Don't ever say you didn't hear it. I said to that bishop, Bishop, don't you think that this drinking fountain should be out in the hall for the young children? That it's 95, 100, 103 degrees all the time here in the Philippines. There's no air conditioning, basically, in the building. There was 1 or 2 window air conditioners, but they were broken. They didn't work. I said, Bishop, why isn't this out in the hall for the people? Oh, they lie, they cheat, they steal, they'll steal the water. Oh, okay. It made me sick, and I'm saying the story right now. I feel like throwing up. That this church says they're followers of Christ. They are not followers of Christ. They are satanic. They manipulate you, they brainwash you, and they scare the shit out of you. And they say, you're never going to be good enough. You don't wear your garments enough. You don't pray enough. You don't give enough fast offering, a generous fast offering. Oh, we have to be generous with a fast offering so the authorities can go ahead and get another, what did they have? The Hummer. Hinckley, I think, had the Hummer. And the others have Cadillacs and the stretch limos that they use. Learjet, private Learjet from the Huntsman Corporation, before Huntsman found out he was being fucked and he sued him. But the suit went nowhere because churches can lie. You don't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that churches could lie to the public. When you give money to the church, any church, they can use it any way they want. And they say, oh, we're feeding the sick, we're helping the hungry. Look at the fruit, people. Look at the fruit. I'm not trying to convert you to the Catholic Church, but the Catholic Church does have schools, education, food, clothing, whatever. And the only time the Mormon church shows up is when they can put on their little Mormon vest to be on TV for PR, trying to prove to the world that they spend more than 0.5% or 1% of their billions of dollars for humanitarian aid. It's not true. It's a lie. And let me tell you something about lying that I've learned now as an old man. An out-and-out lie is easy to prove. You can walk away from an out-and-out lie. Most people that have an IQ over 70 can figure out what a lie is, what a scam is. But here's what's the trick. Here is brilliance. This is fucking cult brilliance. Half-truths. Half-truths. When I went to my wife Genevieve, and I said, honey, I listened to the Tabernacle Choir, and the music is so beautiful, and it sounds so good, and it can be inspirational. I said, honey, how can a cult do that? She said, David, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir is basically like pure spring fresh water flowing through a sewer pipe. That was AI. That was AI. They called the Mormon Tabernacle Choir a sewer pipe. AI knows it's a cult. You can go to Grok, G-R-O-K. Elon just put Grok out. I've had her now for about 7 days. She's pretty good because she's current, 100% current all the time, 100% current. She says the Mormon Church is a cult and that it's evil. I go to GPT-5, the platform there, and Jen will come up with 14-year-old wives and the antics, the total antics. Joseph wasn't martyred. He burned down a newspaper press that William Law owned in Nauvoo in the middle of the night, and Joseph went to jail for burning down freedom of the press. The extermination order, Boggs, Joseph Smith sent, what's his name, Porter Rockwell to assassinate, and Porter Rockwell got away with it. They never nabbed him for that. Same way with Brigham Young. Brigham Young never got nabbed for the Mountain Meadows massacre. These people are snakes. They're snakes. They get away with shit you and I would be in jail for forever. Forever. We would be in jail. So, it is a cult. It does brainwash people, and it counts on you being afraid. It also says, we are between you and your Heavenly Father. We have the ordinances. If you don't get the endowment ordinances in the temple and live up, what was that when Satan was in the temple there? If they don't live up to every commandment, things that they will be in my power. They'll be in my power. God, that fucking temple. I'm so ashamed that I was a veil worker. I'm so ashamed that I pretended that I was God, bringing through people into heaven and the celestial room. I feel like a fool. I've got 2 master's degrees. I've got a BYU undergraduate degree. I've got part of a law degree. I consider myself a fairly reasonable, intelligent person. I'm not fucking genius. I've written 12 books. I have an international website. I have a couple of businesses, but I'm no genius. But now I feel ashamed that I was ever hooked up. And you know what? They said they were going to remove my name from the records of the church. I said, good, please. I don't want anyone to ever know I was that stupid. Well, they sent me my patriarchal blessing a year ago. They didn't remove my name. And I sued them in federal court. And you know what? Federal court in Salt Lake City are all basically Mormon judges. I've had lawsuits in the federal court for 2 years. 2 years without any decisions. The Mormon lawsuit I put in was only in 2 months. Bam! An immediate decision. Dismissed. Yeah, I'm on record. It's in the PACER system. It's in the files. And you can go and look that court case up and see what I alleged. And they, got a special law firm, because they know they're using those numbers. They're not taking people's names. You resign from the Mormon church, that doesn't mean anything to the Mormon church. They don't take your name off the records. They say they've got 17, now 2 million. Bullshit. I know their active membership is somewhere between 4 and 5 million at the very most. And right now, the emphasis is on Africa. The black people that Brigham Young said, if you racially marry with a black person, you should be killed. That's what Brigham Young said. If you interracially marry with a black person, Brigham Young said, the blood atonement, the blacks and the priesthood are a cursed race. Now the Mormon church, 30, 50 years later, is trying to convert all the Africans because they're poor, they're hungry, they're desperate. Zambia, trying to think of the other continents over there that my website goes to. The Mormon church is having tremendous success in Africa, but the retention sucks as usual. Historically, many poor people join the Mormon church because they know the welfare system, and they can hook up with an organization that has some power and authority throughout the world. So anyway, if you're go with black, you ain't going back. I've heard that. And evidently the Mormon church now is thinking that that's a good idea too. If you've gone black, we're not going back. So a lot of information. It's almost Christmas time. It's about December 3rd or 4th right here on this video. And I'm going to put it on cockroach disability, and I'm going to put it on Sir David the Bard. And I want to again tell you that I'm on Amazon Books. I have 12 books out that Jenny and I wrote together. And we have created the website, onebowlofrice.org, onebowlofrice.org. And you know what's funny? I've had that video site up now for maybe 2 weeks. I haven't gotten one donation. What does that say about the world? onebowlofrice.org. Not one donation. My son sent $10. No other donations throughout the whole world. What does that say about Urantia? What does that say about the people of Urantia? The website only buys rice. It doesn't buy anything else. There's no overhead. There's no perks. There's no in-between people. Website monies come right to me and my house, sitting right here. Not one. Not one donation. I think of all the tithing money I spent, all the fast offering I spent in 55 years that went for rich old men. And I'm asking you people, send me some money. Help me feed those kids in the Philippines that I saw. Help me get maybe a drinking fountain in the hallway of the Filipino chapel rather than the bishop's office. If you don't stand up, we're going nowhere. I've stood up. I've had hate texts. I've had threats of my life. I've had my brand new car spray painted here in Bountiful, Utah. I've had the Mormons attack me, the bad ones. Most of them wouldn't do anything like that, but there's a few bad Mormons They're in leadership positions. All the leadership is corrupt. All the leadership is corrupt. BYU, I would not send a child to BYU now, ever. It's too cultish. Back in the days when Cleon Skousen, Truman Madsen, Reed Bradford were all teaching me in 1972, Roy Doxey, great men, great spiritual men. But it's gone to shit, folks. It's gone to shit. It's a damn cult. It's a corporation. It's not a church. It's like Scientology. It's like all of the other people who say the end of the world is coming. Oh, it's coming. Jesus is coming any moment. Give me another $10. Give me another $8. Wear your garments more. Pray more. Buy more garments. Buy. Give us money. Well, if that's the world you want to live in, great. I don't. I've made my stand. I have the balls now enough to say enough is enough. I'm going to feed the children in the Philippines. I send $100 a month of my Social Security money there. That doesn't make me famous. That doesn't make me important. But I'm not paying any more money to the Mormon Church because I know that money is not going to buy anything for poor people. So, if you feel inspired, fine. Send me some money. Put it into the website, the onebowlofrice.org, not .com, .org. And the one is O-N-E, not one. And I'll take that money and I'll forward it to the kids in the Philippines. If you really want to follow the principles of Christ, I'm doing the best I can. I don't need any money. I have my home here. I have my Social Security. I have my fireplace and my TV. I bought all these mics and cameras out of my own money. My own money. I've never been funded. No one has ever given me a cent. I've never asked for a cent from anybody. I'm 80 years old. I've never been unemployed. I've never been on unemployment insurance. I did receive food stamps years and years ago when I was young in my 20s. My family received government food stamps for a little while. And I have to be honest too, the Mormon Church did pay in my late 20s, early 30s when I had 14 children. They did help me with rent once or twice. I think they helped me with a couple of utility payments. But offsetting that with the thousands and thousands and thousands I sent them, they got a good deal. They got a good deal on the return of their money. So it's Christmas time. Thanksgiving has just gone by. I've tried to let you know the truth. The truth will set us free. I feel free. I'm not scared of anything. I leave my door open. My door is open right there. My door is open right there. If somebody came in here and shot me, some crazy Mormon, and said, "Oh, you're an apostate, you're evil," that came in and shot me, God damn, I'd be so happy. Please, please send me to the other side with my eternal wife, my real eternal wife. Again, half lives. Eternal marriage is a true principle, but not down here. Not down here. On the other side of the veil, it's a true principle. So, let me close. Send me money. I'll feed children like Christ told me to. If you want to go ahead and you need validation and you want to be sending your money to the Mormon Church, how does that hurt me? That only hurts one person. That only hurts one person. And you know who that is. One person. Doesn't hurt any of the apostles, doesn't hurt any of the prophets, doesn't hurt anyone, doesn't hurt me. It hurts one person. You and your soul. Your relationship with your Heavenly Father and your Heavenly Mother. If they say, send some money, send it. If they say, oh, David's a scammer, he just takes that money, buys gold toilet seats, and he has, a Lear jet, and he flies around like the apostles do. You make your own decision up. I'm just going to tell you the truth. The truth is different than facts. Most humans have their own truth. Many times their truth is not based upon facts. I'm giving you facts. The Mormon Church is a cult. They do not feed hungry people on a regular basis. And Jesus said, the hungry will always be with you. The poor will always be with you. The Mormon Church will help you for 5-6 weeks. What about the rest of your life? What about the rest of your life? Have a Merry Christmas 2025. I don't know if I'll make it through the next year. I don't know if I'll make it through the next few days. But you know, every fucking breath I take, I'm going to say, please send me money. I'm going to send it to those hungry children in the Philippines. Because I know the Mormon Church locks down the fresh water in the bishop's office. They don't have a drinking fountain there. And the air conditioning is only 1 or 2. It's not general air conditioning. It's 1 or 2 rooms. And the rooms are basically AC are broken. So, have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for letting me share this time with you. Thank you very much. And remember, onebowlofrice.org. Thank you. Hey Siri, read my text.
You have no new messages.
Hey Siri, read my email.
Starting with your priority mail. From Bank of America, new online bill from Bank of America. Due date is December 25th, 2025. Total minimum payment is 0 cents.